Okay, you've been doing a lot of shows here on your schedule. If anybody looks on your schedule on your website, you got a lot of shows up and down the West Coast. You get more and more shows in the Northwest. But also for this year, I mean, you got locally, we're talking about locally in Northwest, you have maybe 4 or 5 new ones for the 18 season. You want to speak about those, Bill?
You know, I'm definitely grateful for, you know, the schedules that we're getting now. It's, you know, when I first started, we had to go wherever we could to try to be able to race monster trucks. I mean, we'd go from Texas to, you know, Maryland, over to Montana, back down to California, then up to Canada, and then over back, you know, onto the East Coast. And it just seemed, you know, we were burning more miles, and we were just, you know, spending money on fuel and just wearing ourselves out. Now that we've started doing some of the speedways and doing a lot of these local shows, you know, we started out with 4 or 5, but the word of mouth, you know, has spread through all of the racetracks and the fairgrounds. And now we're having the problem with we don't have enough weekends in the year to be able to give everybody a date. We did pick up Evergreen Fairgrounds, the Evergreen Speedway. We've got the St. Helens, the Columbia Fairgrounds. We've got Washington State Fair this year, and what else is new? Medford, we got the Southern Oregon Speedway, so that'll be a big one, having an outdoor show in Medford finally. And then
Roseburg.
we have Roseburg, so it's that one was actually through the guy Drake at Coos Bay Speedway. He has an inn and some friends with Roseburg, and he really likes his show there in Coos Bay, so he wanted to do a second one, so he ended up renting the Roseburg facility to have another monster truck show. So it's definitely grateful on where we're able to have now, because, you know, the guys are happier. They get to spend more time at home. We get to spend time in the shop. We get to be able to create more stuff, because obviously when we're here at the shop, we can build more stuff versus being on the road where we're stuck in a hauler or stuck in a hotel or working out of a trailer. You can't be nearly as creative or build as, you know, like the tank behind us. I mean, I've been wanting to get it done for the last 8 months, and I'm literally a day away from being able to finish it. But I have all these other little projects that, you know, like the wheelie swap, or, you know, we blow a motor, or doing just, you know, obviously we got honey-do lists. You know, you got to be able to clean the gutters on the house. I mean, there's so much things that, you know, take priority versus something that's just, you know, an idea. The tank is going to start in April. We're going to take it to all the Malicious Monster Truck Tour shows. It's just going to be an added bonus to, you know, the people that bring the Malicious Monster Truck Tour. They're going to get the tank as well, just as a surprise, a special feature. I have no idea what it's going to do. We've made quite a bit of changes to it. The tank is actually turned around backwards, so it's got a reverser box that we had built by a guy up the street. You know, our hope is that it's going to be able to pivot right on the back of this little, you know, the trunnion back here, and just do wheelies everywhere. You know, it's, as people know, you know, back in the day, people got hurt in the tanks, you know, from jumping them and getting crazy. And I don't want anybody to get hurt in it, so that's why we tried to make some changes to it, to try to make it to where it'll do something different than have to jump, but it'll still be entertaining to see, you know, a 1,200 horsepower tank ripping around the arena. You know, it's literally, I think I'm a day away. I mean, I've got driveline guards to build. I've got a couple of electrical things to finish, bleed the brakes, and then mount the body. And I think we're ready to rock and roll. It has been started. It's been, you know, everything's been done there. The transmission, all the jack shafts, everything's been tested. So it's ready to start moving. We just need that little bit extra time, and then Roseburg will be the first show for it.
And I'll probably be here maybe in a half month now to shoot the tank with the body on top of it, and we're going to speak more about that. So if anybody's watching this video, then you're gonna see what it's all about right before it hits the track. But you have anything to say about the spring fair? As far as, are you willing to say anything more than that, or are you still stuff is
yeah,
still?
I mean, the spring fair is just like it was last year. It's 10 trucks. We're bringing in some new trucks that haven't been there. It's, you know, and some of the favorites that, you know, has been there years. You know, it still has Bounty Hunter and Iron Outlaw. You know, and then ourselves are going to be there. Our team, we're going to bring Larry Quick with Ghost Rider and Girl Power in there as well. Sniper out of Utah is going to be there. So it's, the spring fair is it's a great show. I love that it's 45 minutes from home. That excites me the most, because, you know, unfortunately, we still can't get a show, you know, here in our hometown. We try and try and try to get the city chamber to let us have a show, and they just still haven't allowed to have monster trucks back. So it's, you know, we're going to still try, but the closer we can get to home, you know, having Elma, having Puyallup at the Washington State Fair, even Skagit and Evergreen, I love that, you know, when our guys can finally bring their families to cheer them on, or their moms are in the stands, you know, closing their eyes because, you know, they've only heard what their sons have been doing for the last couple of years, and now they get to see it, you know, in person, and it's definitely you know, it's a treat really being able to see the expression on, you know, our guys' families, you know, faces.
And how do you feel like actually running the show? I mean, you know, at the spring fair.
You know, it's no different than any other show. You know, it's the guys that we bring in are all professionals. They've all done, you know, hundreds of shows, you know, and they've done that show as well. So it's just a different face, different trucks, and it's still going to be a great show there. You know, with the Washington State Fair, they only have so much room inside that, you know, facility, that arena with the asphalt. So we're limited to what we can do. I mean, it's not like I can turn around and say that we're going to bring in, you know, the stadium, and we're bringing in dirt, we're bringing in buses, and we're going to do backflips, because we can't fit all that in there. You know, we're limited by our space, but we're going to be able to give the best show that we can for that arena.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
Yep.